Greetings. So we have drawn the project network, we have done the forward pass, and now we're going to do the backward pass. So this is used to calculate the latest finish time and latest start time for each activity. The latest start time is the latest that we can complete the activity without causing the entire project to be delayed. And the latest finish time is the latest that we can finish the activity without causing the entire project to be delayed. So we should remember that this project will be completed in 18 weeks. So we are saying how late can each activity be started and finished without causing us to go over this 18-week completion time. Right, that's our goal. So we start by completing the latest finish time and then the latest start time for the activities. Right, so these are the last two boxes to be completed. So here goes. We start by setting the latest finish time for the final activity to 18 weeks, since the project has to be completed by week 18, or should be completed by week 18. Now, for the latest start time, we're asking ourselves, how soon do we have to start this activity? And the activity takes 2 weeks, so we have to start it 2 weeks earlier. So 18 minus 2, 16. So for the latest start time, it is the latest finish time minus the expected time. That's 18 minus 2, 16. Right? Next, we want to find the latest finish time for the activities that feed into activity I. So we are following the arrows. Right? So we can follow the arrow backward to H and also to G. So both of these activities have to be finished. For this one to start, the baton has to be passed to activity I by week 16. So both activity G and H have to be completed by week 16. That's the latest that they can be completed. So activity H, activity G, both must be completed by week 16. That's the latest finish time. Now for the latest start time for H, we're simply saying 16 minus 4 is 12. Right, so must be finished by week 16, takes 4 weeks, so we have to start 4 weeks earlier, week 12. For activity G, must be finished by week 16, takes 3 weeks, so we start 3 weeks earlier, which is week 13. So 16 minus 3, 13. So we have now done I, G, and H, and we keep moving backwards. We're following the arrows backwards. Right, so if you notice, one arrow leads to F, one, D. So following the arrow backwards, we're going to do F and D. So for F and D, both must be completed by week 13, since activity G must get the baton by week 13. So the latest finish time for F is 13 and also for D, since by week 13 the baton has to be passed to activity G. For the latest start time, for F it's simply 13 minus 2, 11. For D, 13 minus 5 gives us 8. Right, so we now have these times. I will move again, follow the arrow from F to E. So E has to be completed in time for activity F to start. Activity F must get the baton by the latest week 11. So activity E must be completed by the latest week 11. For the latest start time for E, it's simply 11 minus 5, which gives us 6. Right, so we're getting there. Now, to follow the arrows back from H, right, we go back to C and back to B. So, activity H must get its baton by week 12. So, both activity C and activity B must be completed by week 12. So, those are our latest finish times. For the latest start time for C, it's 12 minus 3, 9. And for B, it's 12 minus 2, and that's 10. So we're down to our last activity, which is A. And if you notice, there are 3 arrows that feed backwards to A. So A has to be completed in time for each of these activities to start. So activity E must get its baton by week 6. Activity D must get its baton by week 8. And activity C must get its baton by week 9. Right, so let's look at it. Following the hours, we're saying 6, 8, and 9. For activity E to start at week 6, it must get the baton no later than week 6. So we couldn't choose week 8 and we couldn't choose week 9. We have to choose the smallest time. Right? So it's the lowest of the finish times. Right? And actually the lowest of the latest start times. Alright, so that was a quick correction. It's the lowest of the latest start times for the activities that feed backwards to it. So 6, 8, 9, it has to be week 6 since activity E can get its baton no later than week 6. So we couldn't use 8 or 9, so it's week 6. And for the latest start time for A, it's simply 6 minus 6, which gives 0. So we have now completed our backward pass. I will now know the latest start time and latest finish time for each activity. Alright, so keep practicing until you get to perfection. Lots of little things done well is perfection. For 9 point. Alright, next we're going to look at the critical path. Alright, so look out for that one. In the meantime, thank you for watching and please subscribe. Alright, blessings and salutations.